respected elders, my brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.
Assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
May the peace, divine blessings, and benevolence of God Almighty be with each and every one of us. I wish to extend a very cordial welcome to each and every one of you to this, the Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto, Canada. Before we start the symposium, we will ask our QARI SIRAJUDDIN to recite a portion of the Quran, the Book of Guidance, so we can invoke the blessings of God Almighty on this program. QARI, sir.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وبكفرهم وقولهم على مريم بهتانا عظيما. وبكفرهم وقولهم على مريم بهتانا عظيما. وبكفرهم وقولهم على مريم بهتانا عظيما. وقولهم إنا قتلنا المسيح عيسى ابن مريم رسول الله وما قتلوه وما صلبوه وما قتلوه وما صلبوه ولكن شبه لهم وإن الذين اختلفوا فيه لفي شك منه ما لهم به من علم إلا اتباع الظن وما قتلوه يقينا بل رفعه الله إليه وكان الله عزيزا حكيما. وإن من أهل الكتاب إلا ليؤمنن به قبل موته ويوم القيامة يكون عليهم شهيدا. صدق الله العظيم.
Thank you very much, QARI Sahib. Ladies and gentlemen, would you join with me in welcoming the Consul General of South Africa, Mr. Patrick Evans.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. I'm very honored to be with you here this evening, to be able to share this very special occasion with you. I'm particularly honored to be here to meet with and to help welcome you to Toronto, to one of the great sons of South Africa, Sheikh Ahmed Deedat. Vrystaat. You will all have heard that we have recently found peace in South Africa, peace amongst all of our people. This peace was not found easily, but the first steps on the road to finding this peace were taken when we began communicating with one another, when we began speaking to one another as equals. In speaking to one another, and I'm talking here about as amongst people who are as different from one another as it is possible for people in the world to be different from one another. In talking to one another, we discovered understanding for each other, love for each other, and in that love and understanding we found peace in our country. And may God give us this peace forever. I hope that in listening to these two great men this evening, that there will be greater understanding between the two great religions of the world, that there will be greater understanding and peace in all the world amongst all the people. And I'm very honored to be here this evening to be able to share in this. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Evans. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Usman Khan, and I will be your moderator for this evening. As such, my task is to ensure the fair and proper conduct of these proceedings. And being a Muslim, this enhances my position of impartiality. And to assist in this regard, I'll expect all to proceed with due decorum. I need the cooperation from you, the audience, to ensure the success of this symposium. It gives me great pleasure at this point to give a brief background and biography of, firstly, Bishop General Wakefield. Born Bishop General Wesley H. Wakefield, an evangelist who hails from British Columbia. He was instrumental in reorganizing the Home Mission, which in 1946 became the Bible Holiness Movement. This movement adheres to the common evangelical faith in the Bible, the deity and the atonement of Christ. It stresses a personal experience of the salvation for the repentant sinner. Membership involves a life of Christian love and evangelistic and social activism. Members are required to totally abstain from liquor and tobacco. Divorce and remarriage are forbidden. It is internationally linked to famine relief, civil rights action, environment protection, and anti-nuclearism. The movement sponsors a permanent committee on religious freedom and an active promotion of Christian racial equality. It ministers to 89 countries in 42 languages through literature, radio, and audio cassettes. It was in this movement that he was appointed Bishop General. Ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome for Bishop General Wakefield. Sheikh Ahmed Deedat. He was from humble upbringings with informal education. He had an avid passion for reading, which infused with him the zeal and enthusiasm to debate highly qualified theologians. He championed the cause of Islam and have won the hearts of thousands of millions of Muslims throughout the world. As a fitting tribute to his monumental achievement, he was awarded the King Faisal International Award. Indeed, a prestigious recognition. As an advocate of global peace, he has won the hearts of many throughout the world. Added to his accomplishments, he has published and distributed over 20 books to millions of people at no charge. He is the director of International Propagation Center International in Durban, South Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, would you join with me with a warm welcome for Sheikh Ahmed Deedat. My brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, I would outline to you the debate, the symposium proper, the format of which is the first person to address you will have 50 minutes. The second speaker will then have 60 minutes. The first speaker again will have the final 10 minutes. And that will be the time allotted to them for their discussions. You, the audience, at the end of this time period, will be given a chance to ask questions which will be answered by the two speakers. These questions will be given from the microphones provided on the aisles for you. There are 4 microphones. one in the upper aisle on the right and one in the upper aisle on the left, and there are two in the center aisles. You will be asked to line in single files and to make sure that your questions are addressed in a polite and proper manner and directed to the respective speakers. We shall alternate with the speakers, one question for Mr. Deedat, one question for Mr. Wakefield, and so on and so forth, in keeping with the fair and proper conduct of this proceeding. We will have zero tolerance, and we will expect your cooperation. For if you get carried away, then in fact you will be carried away. And not by the Muslims, but by both the Muslims and the Christians. We will take you away and carry you away from the premises. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like very much to urge you to have no adverse partisan activities. I expect that you will conduct yourself with self-restraint. That, in short, is the format. At the end of the first speaker allotted time, as a matter of fact, before the end of his allotted time, 5 minutes before, I will pass a slip of paper to him to remind him of his time, of the 5 minutes that is left for his allotted time. I will do that with both speakers. However, the last speaker who gets 10 minutes, I will give him a reminder for his last 2 minutes. Brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, it is with a great sense of appreciation for both of these speakers that I compliment them and congratulate them for being of different religious beliefs. They have both decided to share a common podium and to discuss their beliefs in the presence of all of us. That is indeed commendable. However, Bishop General Wakefield, in a sense of perfect gentlemanly gesture, has given the preference to Sheikh Ahmed Deedat, being a senior to him and having traveled the farthest distance, to be given the opportunity and the privilege of starting the debate. I will ask Sheikh Ahmed Deedat to reply to this. Ladies and gentlemen, the first speaker will be Sheikh Ahmed Deedat.
Mr. Moderator, Bishop Wakefield, and guests, auspicious guests, and my dear brothers and sisters. I salute you the traditional salutation of the prophets of God, the salutations of Moses, Jesus, and Muhammad. In their words, I say to you, Assalamu alaikum. But Mr. Moderator, I would like you to refrain from counting the minutes. Just 2 minutes I want. It's not a part of the debate or the symposium. 2 minutes, I want you to allow me. I have some gifts which I have brought from South Africa for the bishop. This book here, this holy book, the Holy Quran, text, translation and commentary. See, when we Muslims, we visit our brothers, we do not go empty-handed. So I would like to present Bishop Wakefield with this book, with the South African gold. As you see, South African gold, and I hope he will accept it in the spirit in which it is being given to him.
Thank you for your kindness. God bless you.
I brought with me an extra copy from our own ambassador from South Africa. This new South Africa of ours makes me very happy to see him seated with me here to give me moral support, and as such, I want to present to him the same Quran, also with South African gold. I hope he'll accept it. There's only one little suggestion with these books. These are formidable books. They are encyclopedias.
Would the technician turn the microphone up, please? Thank you.
Thank you. These are formidable books, encyclopedias in themselves, and it is not easy for a person to wade through it. So a humble suggestion, at the back of these volumes, there is a very comprehensive index. And I suggest to both of you, my brothers, that you browse through the index and the subjects that tickle you, look up those subjects, it will make interesting reading. Now, Mr. Moderator, you may start counting the minutes. I have been very, very fortunate that Bishop Wakefield has made available for me these beautiful books while I was still in South Africa. There's one here, Popular Christianity by Mrs. Christine Booth. She was the wife of the founder of the Salvation Army. She has written this book. I read through it. Then these are the books written by the bishop himself, The Need of Another Reformation, The Bible, Basis of Christian Security, all by the bishop, and this one here, Bible Doctrine. And since he had the courtesy and the generosity of sending these books to me, I made it my duty to read them. And there are so many things which he says which I can't disagree, especially the ethical and moral side of whatever he says. You can't help agreeing with the man. But theologically, we are at variance. And reading this book, the foundation of Christianity, the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ, the atonement, the vicarious atonement, that Christ died for their sins. On page 8, he reproduces the Apostles' Creed, what the Christendom are supposed to be believing in. One section of it says that this Jesus was crucified, dead, and buried. He descended into hell. This is part of the Apostles' Creed, as written in the book, that He was crucified, he was dead, and he was buried, and he descended into hell. Hell, you know hell? It's a Jahannam. He was descended into hell. Now, we Muslims, we are not happy with that. With crucifixion, we say we can argue and debate. We can reason. But for Jesus going into hell, we say now there's only devils go to hell. But now, this is what the Apostles' Creed is. And as I proceed further, on page 40 of his book,